Surfaces Reporters Realty Dialogues. Today I have a very special guest, Mr. Ashok Mohanani. Most of us know Mr. Ashok Mohanani as one of the stalwarts in Indian real estate. He's also the chairperson of Ekta Group and the president of the Western Zone of Naredco, an apex body of India's real estate. Very few people are aware that Mr. Mohanani has started his career as a real estate consultant. Today, he's going to share with all of you his journey from being a real estate consultant to becoming a leader in today's real estate fraternity of India. And he had been a real estate consultant for around a decade. So, today you're going to hear from him his inspiring story from being a real estate consultant to becoming a leader in today's real estate sector of India. Here are some of the glimpses.
And even that 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 brokerage which I used to get was very valuable for me. So the developer was very, very sarcastic. And he said, one statement which I didn't know, how to react. He's saying that बरसात में पानी नहीं आएगा तो क्या दूध आएगा? बरसात रुक जाएगी तो पानी भी रुक जाएगा, he says. And I didn't know where to look. I mean, I couldn't, control my emotions. I was looking at the colonel and his wife, and I asked them, let's leave. Then we left the cabin of the developer. Now I had 30 days to arrange for 25 crores. I didn't have the money that he was expecting. Never again will you get a chance to buy a home with such less stamp duty, such less home loan rates. और आहिस्ता कीजिए बातें, धड़कने कोई सुन रहा होगा.
Yes, he's a multifaceted personality, a successful entrepreneur, a pickleball champion, definitely a fitness enthusiast, an association leader who is serving Builders Fraternity, and an avid singer. Ekta Group, under his leadership, has built more than 20 million square foot in 60 sprawling locations with landmark residences. You'll be amazed to know that Mr. Mohanani has adopted more than 6 villages within the periphery of Mumbai and ensures basic necessities and sanitation for great living there.
So I would like to know how it all started for you and how was the journey? What were the learnings in between and everything in between actually?
Okay. So
Over
Vartika,
to
it's
you.
this way that I did my graduation in commerce. I passed out in the year 1976 from HR college, and then I wanted to further study further. So there was something that that nobody actually guided me at that moment what I should do. So my some of my friends were wanting to do law, so I also joined the law college, and I started doing, I started learning law. But I felt that, I mean, I had all the time on the world. Okay, so therefore I thought let's get into real estate. So I can do my studies also, and I can do business, and I can earn at the same time. So I started selling apartments. I used to go to Kandivali, I used to go to Borivali, maybe Pedder Road, anywhere, because I was staying in British Candy, so I used to travel everywhere. And even that 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 brokerage which I used to get, was very valuable for me. I wasn't married at that time, so I mean that was I was doing. I mean I could just support myself, and there was no pressure from my family to work or something. But I just wanted to do something on my own. I always had a flair for properties, so it went on this way for 11 years till 1986. Just one turnaround happened in 1986. Okay, so I mean I like to share that story with you. I mean, the what happened with me, why turn from a real estate consultant to a developer. I think I was doing very well. Okay, and I mean, I in '86 I was doing so well. I mean, I didn't have to look back because there was no capital investment. It's only one way. It's just more of relationship building and a small office I could operate. I didn't need more than 3, 4 people to work for me at that time. So in 1986, it happened this way that I had sold a flat to a retired colonel was in the army. He retired from the army. So he and his wife had bought a house from me, from ex-developer. I don't like to name the developer. And that house somehow wasn't the best building. Okay, so there was a lot of seepage, there was a lot of issues, and and these people had invested 2.5 lakhs in those days. Okay, and they'd give 5,000 brokerage on the 2.5 lakhs. But they were very unhappy with me, very unhappy with the house. So they said that we want to meet the developer. So I took a time with the developer and I took them and we met. The developer was courteous. He offered us, tea, coffee, and etc. We had. This was 1986. And when he said, okay, chalo, abhi bolo kya ho raha hai? So when the colonel said कि भाई हम लोग इतना पैसा लगाया है, अपना लाइफ सेविंग्स लगाया है और इतना लीकेज है आपके घर में, और इतना विंडो से पानी आ रहा है, पूरा हरियाली हो गई अंदर से, पेंट निकल गया है, चिप हो गया, ये वो. So the developer was very, very sarcastic, and he said, one statement which I didn't know, how to react. He's saying that बरसात में पानी नहीं आएगा तो क्या दूध आएगा? बरसात रुक जाएगी तो पानी भी रुक जाएगा, he says. And I didn't know where to look. I mean, I couldn't, control my emotions. I was looking at the colonel and his wife, and I asked them, let's leave. Then we left the cabin of the developer. There, after that, I mean, they lost it on me. They was, I mean, they used all the possible language on me because I was responsible to buy them the house. So I said, okay, let's go home. So I took them back to their property where they were staying in Andheri East. I took them there, and then I went and I mean, an inspection of the entire place. I called my the next who was reporting to me, my junior, and then we got some plumber, we got some waterproofing guy, we got, and it took me about 10-15 days. I would have spent double the brokerage that he would have given me, more than 10,000 rupees in those days I had spent to get the house rectified and to get back his good wishes and blessings of the colonel. So this incident, made me realize that why can't I, do something to satisfy the customer? Why can't I make houses? So I got an opportunity in 1987. So I started a company called Ekta, which is named after my daughter. And I got a property which was about 500 yards in Borivali. And the journey started. And here I mean, in front of you, we've done about 20 million square feet so far. And 14,500 families is what we have catered to. Maybe 95% would be happy with me, 5% would still be unhappy with me, but I will do my best to ensure that I give peace to all the 100% families that have been connected with me since the last 33 years now, 87 to 2020, and now we're entering 21.
What happens is many times the bitter experiences actually take us to something very sweet. And I think that's
Yeah.
the truth with your journey. If you had
Yes,
not
Pratika. Yeah.
yourself experienced that bitterness, you'd never have this intention to actually deliver happiness to all these families.
Yeah, it's a very soul-searching journey for me because that time I mean I didn't know where to get capital. I didn't know how to make buildings. I had
Hmm.
no clue whatsoever. Okay. But then
Hmm.
God has been kind. I had good friends who invested the money, and the landlord also. He gave me time to pay.
Hmm.
His name is Kakubai. He's no longer here with me, but yes, he has left us for the heavenly
Hmm.
journey. But he gave me time to pay, and after that, I mean, he gave me a lot of properties. Kakubai gave me a lot of properties. I would have
Hmm.
at least developed about 5 million square feet in Borivali itself.
So you also somewhere mentioned about a mentor, someone who has, really you really respect, someone you really look forward, you have looked forward to the person all the time when you needed any kind of guidance. Would you like to share something about the person?
Are you referring to my business guru, or is it about spirituality? I mean,
I'm referring to Mr. Raheja.
yeah. So Mr. GL Raheja.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So he, I mean, it was in the year 99 when, when I had met him for some business transaction,
Mm,
and he gave me a property in near National Park, Reja Estate. Okay, that was
mm,
about 200,000 square feet. So he and his son Sandeep both were there together, and they were very happy dealing with me, and we I mean did the project very smoothly, and they helped me to complete the entire conveyance and everything. And whenever I used to go to him, every time, there was a learning from him. Okay, he had one big fat diary which he used to keep in the back of his left pocket, and he used to note everything that would happen, Mr. Raheja. Okay, whatever happened, he would note. He had no laptops, no pads. There was one black diary which he used to keep in his back pocket. That was his Bible, I would say. Okay, this is one thing which I learned from him, that you need to make your notes. You need to know what you've done right, what you've done wrong. So you need to have those notes. So in in good times, bad times, you can refer to those notes. This is one thing I learned from him. Then
wonderful.
the other thing what happened with me, I'll tell you, that in the year 2003, after 99, again in 2003, he wanted to, you know, sell one of his properties in Powai. So I went to him, and at that time, I didn't have the money that he was expecting. There was 78,000 meters of land in Powai. Okay. So he asked me for a number, and then we closed after negotiations, we closed the deal for 66 crores. Okay. So he told me one thing, that, see, Ashok, I don't want any 1 or 2 crores token from you. Give me 25 crores pay order. That's it. Within 30 days. Okay. The remaining 36 crores, you give me, sorry, 31 crores, whatever. The remaining you give it to me within 90 days. This is my only two conditions. I just want one pay order in 30 days, 90 days balance, you give it to me. So I said, okay, we shook hands, including Mr. Sandeep Reja, GL Reja, myself, all three of us shook hands, and we parted ways. Now I had 30 days to arrange for 25 crores. So I was, getting in touch with my investors, institutions, friends to collect that 25 crores. It so happened that after about 20, 21 days, after 3 weeks of my shaking hands with him, one broker, one another channel partner approached him and gave him a higher offer of 69 crores. Okay, at that time, 3 crores was some value. So he called me. He said, बेटा मेरे को भी एक ऑफर आया है और ब्रोकर सामने बैठा है. So what should I do? I said, property is yours, sir. What can I say? Okay, it's your property. I have not yet paid you, but you need to give me some time to pay you. I mean, 30 days is not yet over as yet. So he said, but he's giving me 3 crores more. I said, then it's up to you. What can I say? So he says, Ashok, I told him, he abused him. I said, you leave this room right now. I have committed to Ashok. I will not at all, get lured by your offer. And this is Reheja for me. Yeah. So this I
So
can never
good.
forget. I can never forget
Mm,
what he's done at that time for me.
mm,
Apart from whatever I've learned from him, relationship with him has been excellent. With Sandeep also has been very good. The family is, I mean, excellent to deal with. They're very ethical
mm.
people. Okay, the entire Reja family, very ethical. Maybe Chandru Reja, maybe anybody, Suresh, Neil, Ravi, all of them have been, basically with a lot of ethics. And I think it's a pleasure dealing with Mr. GL Reja all throughout the journey. Yeah.
knowing about the outlook for the real estate industry for 2021. I'd like to start with that and then we will go forward to the other questions.
So basically, we had seen a good start in 2020, but then
Hmm.
that got kind of dampened by the pandemic. This is something beyond our control. So this is an act of God, I would believe. But the recovery now has been so speedy. I mean, we have accepted, at least in India, what I've seen, that we have accepted the situation and moved on. So if you were in a denial mode, then probably we would not have moved on the way we have moved on. And I must thank not only the central government, the housing ministry, but also the Maharashtra government for adding to
Hmm.
the impetus. The RBI, yes, by reducing the interest on home loans to sub 7%, it's like, about 6.75, 6.8% today, which makes it, very attractive for a consumer to take the decision, which was long pending for him. It was there in his, bucket list to buy a house. But we have seen that the RBI coming forward and encouraging the home buyers. They've done everything that is possible to do to protect the home buyers, including the restructuring of home loans also, which they have done. So I think all in all, the Maharashtra government reducing the stamp duty, the central government
Hmm.
adding to the impetus of
Hmm.
the, housing for all. I think this has been a good restart, a reboot button for real estate. So we see a lot of
Yes.
surge because of this reboot happening, that NRIs have
Hmm.
stepped in to buy. Okay, because of the European market, seeing a real tough time and the second wave attacking them, India per se is much more safer. And people in the, non-resident Indians, they believe that apna watan hi ye hai, so we must come back to our, to our roots and have our home in our, place of birth. So this has really been very good. This experience has been excellent. It has been like, there is an opportunity, they say, in every adversity. And this is what we have seen also happening due to the pandemic. And moreover, the millennials who were not taking decisions, they somehow have come ahead and wanting to have their own space. A family, husband, wife, both working, one child, again online school. So now they require more space. They can't possibly, have a one bedroom hall. They require more space. So this has, really incentivized them to also have their own space where they can design their own homes and, work from home, live from home, do everything, which is very important. So the home is, the most used word these days. I mean, for the last 8 to 9 months, we've always been hearing home, home, home all the way.
The millennials, because of the pandemic, that has led to the extreme mindset change that we have seen. Millennials were never thinking of buying a fixed home, have now been thinking of having a home. And not only millennials, those who were not thinking at all, or those who were living in the cities and all, they are thinking of a home, secluded home, little on the outskirts and all that. And that has probably led to those at the fence sitters, they were thinking of something but not sure, to expedite the decision for home buying. So how
Very
has
true.
the demand changed?
The demand was always there. The demand was pent up. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
This gave a reason for people to realize that ghar hamesha ghar rahega. This is something which will always remain. Okay. You can have your investments in stock market, in the bullion market, everywhere. But this is not an investment. This is a shelter. This is a protection to you. This is a protection to your family, to your elders, to the next generation that you have brought in this world, your children, because they will bless you for taking a right decision now. Okay, this is the time for everyone to take a decision and to step in and buy a home. Never again will you get a chance to buy a home with such less stamp duty, such less home rates, home loan rates. And now I'll tell you one more thing that is happening, okay, which we can see. It was already placed in the assembly. Is about reduction of premiums. Okay, so this will reduce the cost. that cost benefit must be passed on to the consumer. How? The government is going to come up with a caveat that if you want reduction in premiums, then you will not charge a single paise stamp duty to your buyer. That will be a condition precedent, that will be a caveat, that will be a rider in your agreement, in your contract. If you are going to take benefit of premium, then that premium benefit has to be passed on. What better way than passing on this benefit to the consumer than not charging him stamp duty, whether it's 3%, it's 4%, or if it is 6%, whatever the stamp duty may be. Okay, whenever he buys in the year 2021, because I think they're coming up only for 1 year, this to add impetus to the real estate market. They'll give this concession for 1 year, and that 1 year, this 2021, the home buyers are going to have a bonanza. If they don't buy now, it'll be never, because the benefit of the stamp duty entire, whether 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the benefit may be, will be passed on to the consumer. And very thoughtful of the Maharashtra government to consider this. Yeah.
Wonderful. With this, also tell us about your vision for Naredco West as the president.
So I'll tell you very honestly, we would like to, do something for the next generation. They are the people who are really, 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 very, very important for us. We need to have more, interaction with them. We need to create leadership qualities in them. This is what my focus is going to be. Also, we need to work on how to create more smart cities. That's really very important. So that can be done with all the stakeholders coming together, with the government, with the institutions, the buyers, the think tanks. They're all coming together, and we must encourage more than 100 stamp duties, which is the vision of the Prime Minister. We must have many more smarter cities, because that is the way forward. Okay, you've seen in pandemic how we've been used to technology. Those people who never held a phone in their hand, or never had Zoom calls or virtual calls, are actually working, surviving only on virtual reality, virtual calls. So smart cities bring the millennials. And then we also, in Naredco, we would like to have at least one workshop, one webinar, or if it's a physical seminar, every month, to educate our members. We've got over 450 members in Maharashtra. This number is only going to increase by expanding Pune, Nasik, Nagpur, and other areas also. So we have decided to have every month one webinar. So the first webinar will be on 8th of January, which we're going to have on how to uh, save cost, what a developer can do. Okay, what are the regulations he can adopt to save cost and have a more feasible project. That's one. Now the new UDCPR has come, so we are also going to have a knowledge session on that to educate our members on and what are the benefits of the UDCPR and how one can take optimum use of the UDCPR. So there will be a lot of FAQs coming in. It'll keep happening. It'll keep evolving. We've already seen 3 or 4 seminars already done, but we would like to continue this spree of webinars so that education is never wasted. So the people will keep on educating, will keep on evolving. Whatever we have learned earlier will only evolve with these webinars.
So a lot of learning that you are looking forward to deliver to the fraternity.
Yeah, more knowledge sharing, because
Knowledge
our
sharing.
members, we have about 40 managing committee members who are well abreast about everything. But the remaining 410, okay, they need to know what is happening, in real estate. What is Naredco doing for them? Reduction of
Mm.
stamp duty, interest, restructuring of loans, whatever we have done, along with CREDAI.
Mm.
Of course, I give credit to CREDAI, MCHI also, and CREDAI National. But we organizations are working hand in glove together to ensure a bright future for our country.
Now, I would like to know about your projects. What's going on? What are you doing? What are the projects currently happening? So, I would like to know about your project now.
Yeah, so Villas in the Sky is again in Powai, which is a property which I had taken from Mr. G.L. Raheja and Sandeep Raheja. So we want to do something, I mean, being a channel partner, so I understand the pulse of the buyer very well. Okay, so marketing, selling is part of my DNA. Mumbai has land constraints. We don't have open land, so we have to go high. So how does one give, the same satisfaction of a villa in limited space was the thought. So I thought, why don't we, give everybody a villa in the sky? So where you can actually enter your house through your own car and just get down and walk into your house the way you're done on the ground floor. So thereby we made 22 stories. We made 43 villas, okay, all in the sky, with each one having his own car parkings, two parkings per villa. We gave them to park outside their houses where they can, really take care of their car, as well as we are parking below also. So in case you had four cars, so you can park two, which were, close to you, and two would be parked down. So this was the first time that ever, okay, in India. I mean, I'm telling you, I can say that even in the UK, when I went for an exhibition in UK, they would not believe that India had villas in the sky because they never even thought about it. Okay, so I feel that villas in the sky was a great concept globally. People may never have thought that you can have your own car parking, you know, outside your own house, and where you can, that space you can utilize to just, you know, when a car is not there, you can use it even for your self recreation. So this is what really caught up very well. Then other developers also started emulating. They also wanted to do the same thing. Some of them became over ambitious. They started, kind of covering that villa and using it for that space for other purposes also, for for living areas, etc., etc. But the thought was to give the people an opportunity to own your own villa in the sky, and that really worked. I think we had a great sale. I remember when we launched Powai, we sold, I mean, apart from the villas, we had sold 404 apartments on the very first day of the launch. Yeah. Then I tell you this, apart from that, I also did a project in Borivali called Ekta Bhumi Garden with my partners Ajay Bhai and Akshay Bhai. So they are the Bhumi group. So we did a project there. So before launch, we wanted to, show, make a show flat and show what product we are going to give. The construction has started. So we made a show flat in the property outside the four walls of the plinth. So we made a temporary structure there, just a sample flat. Now everybody does it. It's very common now. But that was the first time in the year 2000 that we made a structure for a show flat. So this was somewhere in around February we had launched in 2000. And after 3 months, rains were coming. So there was a very temperature. We demolished the whole structure. We never planned it to, keep it forever. It was there only for 3 or 4 months. Out of 600 apartments, we sold 350 apartments with that show flat in that launch period. So this was another breakthrough, another innovation, I would say. Then let me tell you about my first project again in Khar. Okay, I used to make buildings in Borivali, I told you, later in Powai. But again in the year 2000, I got a property in 16th Road, Khar, just opposite the Khar Gymkhana. It was a 530 square meters property, very small, a 7-story building. But the innovation that I did was I made wraparound flower beds around the entire 360 degrees. I put them, give them flower beds so that they can step outside, put pots there, or even stand outside, which was about lower than the floor area. So you can put a step down, stand out there, and use it for your personal, maybe for your meditation, for your yoga, that space, that 4.5 feet of that band which was there throughout. So that was another innovation that we did in Khar. So we gave them completely this building was completely fitted with your modular kitchens. We got kitchens from Germany in those days, in the year 2000. Germany, we've got fully air conditioned houses we made. We gave them Italian marble, we gave them false ceiling, we gave them lights. So you only need to bring your loose furniture and come and stay. So this was another turnaround as far as the market is concerned. So these are three things I think we did to innovate and to create a mark in the market for us. Yeah.
So I would like to now move to the next question and ask you, what are the projects that's going on? What are the ongoing projects right now, and what are the status of these ongoing projects?
We have our flagship project is called Ekta Tripolis. That's in Goregaon West. So that's about 1.5 million square feet of built up area, including the parking. So there are 36 stories, 3 towers. 2 towers we are due for possession in April of 21, and the third tower will be maybe April of 22. So this has got about 612 apartments, and it has got shopping also down. Maybe about 75 shops are there now. That area doesn't have too much of shopping, so we have kept convenient shopping for the people staying in the locality. So this is one of my major flagship projects. We are more into luxury, Vatika. So we are more into Khar, Bandra, Santa Cruz, Chembur, Dadar. So these are the projects which we're doing now. Right now in Khar, we're doing a project on 16th Road, which is called Verve. So it's a very luxury project. It's very, 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 very high end, and it's called a luxury collection of Ekta, where we have the ceiling height of floor to floor of 12 feet and that big windows also. So this is something that, and each apartment is 5 bedroom hall. It's about 2,700 square feet carpet area. And we're having one more project in Santa Cruz, which is nearing completion now. 2021 September is our date of completion. So that has about 3,200 meters of property, wherein we've got 2 and 3 bedroom hall, but that also is fully loaded with your kitchens, with air conditioners, and we have about 50 uh, flat members. The society was going to come back. We just completed a few projects in Kharbandra. I would have done about 25 projects in Kharbandra. So I mean, the journey is on. We have another 6 in the pipeline, which we're going to be doing. Then Chembur, we just completed a project called Panorama, which is touching the Gold Course, and there's one in Union Park which we just completed. That's called Legrand's. Then we've got a huge complex in Virar. That's about 2.5 million square feet. So 2,987 apartments are there. So that is like we are more than 70% complete there. So 21 buildings we got the occupation. About 14 buildings will be getting occupation certificate in the coming quarter, maybe April, maybe second quarter, the first quarter of the financial year, we'll get the completion certificate. So the journey is on as far as that. Then we are also in Nasik. Okay, so Nasik, there is a locality called Pandavleni Caves. Okay, so the footage of the caves, you've got about 12.5 acre property. So we've got 60 villas there and about 580 apartments. So that is in progress. We partnered with Godrej in Pune. Okay, so that's about 4 million square feet we are doing with Godrej. We've also partnered with Puravankara from the south. So they're doing about 30 acres. So that'll be about nearly 3 million square feet. I mean, happy doing partnership with such developers like Godrej and Puravankara, because that's they have their own strength. We have our own strength. So we felt that Pune is a market where I could extend my arm to Godrej as well as Puravankara. And so this is where we are. We've got other projects in the pipeline right now. As I told you, we have another half a dozen projects in the pipeline in Khar, Bandra, and Chembur. So these are. I mean, we believe in being more in luxury, more in mid segment and luxury segment is what we believe in. Yeah.
Hmm, right. So amazing. Looks like a lot of things are in pipeline, and all the projects are very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So congratulations to you.
Thanks, Vatika.
I also know that I also know that you are an all-rounder. You are into sports as well as singing, and you are also a fitness enthusiast. So, without asking you about sports and singing, it will not be a complete interaction. So, I would like to start with uh, tell us about pickleball. Like it's not very known in India, and you are one person who is actually not only playing and you are a champion as well, but you are also the I think recently you've also become the president of the association. Is that so?
True. Yeah, true.
Yes. So
True,
tell
Vatika.
us about the sport.
So this sport that it's a very hybrid sport. It's a racket sport. So the size of the court is the same like the badminton court. The height of the net is about 3 feet, some similar to tennis. So it's something between tennis and badminton. You play with a paddle and not with the racket. So it's a very light paddle. Uh, I don't have one right now handy with me. I will show it to you and the viewers. And you have a very light plastic ball you play with. So you can play doubles, you can play singles. So you need to serve below the waist from unlike tennis, which you can serve overarm, but you serve below the waist. And there are rules, I mean, set like similar to badminton and tennis for this. And it's a great sport. I mean, it's a great activity. I mean, it keeps you fit. It keeps you, completely focused on the game. So at that time, whatever you're doing, it also helps you in your life, in your personal as well as in your business life. You know, how does one maneuver himself in a sport? The same way you can, kind of maneuver in your difficult times. You can get out. Today, I'll tell you my personal experience. Me and my partner, we play a game of 15 points. So me and my partner were down 7-13. So we were 7, the opponent was 13. And from 7 we reached 15 and they remain at 13. So we won 15-13. So it's all about resilience, and that resilience is so visible in all developers also, and it helps me in person in particular to be more resilient and to be more focused on what I'm doing. So therefore, I'm not diverted from real estate ever. I have never looked at diversion. I've never got into any other business apart from real estate. This is one experience I would like to share with you because this helped me in my real life also. Yeah.
Yes, so you love challenges.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
do. I
obvious.
do. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and you love to take risk. Yes, you love
So,
challenges, you love to take risk, and at the same time you relax also equally well.
so risk is, I mean, again, it's more of calculation, I would say. Okay, and if there's no risk, there's no gain, as you know that. But you need to have calculated risk. At times it works, at times it doesn't work. It doesn't work when you're really dealing with the wrong person. So the risk is only in understanding and dealing with the right person. That's very important. What I learned all these years is that however lucrative a proposal may be, but if the person you're dealing with, your partner, your landlord, the owner, if his intentions are bad, you cannot make money. Therefore, I give full marks again to Mr. Raheja. With all his integrity, he has held my hand to really there's been a paradigm shift in my life because of Mr. Raheja. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, wonderful. And now comes the time when I would love to hear few lines of any song. Any song. You sing so many songs, yes? Melodious, so melodious voice. So I would like to hear a few lines of songs from you.
Okay, so since we don't have any you know track with me, so I'll just sing one of my favorite ghazals, which is Pankajji's ghazal. So this will be completely unplugged. So bear with me. This is called Aur
Of
Ahista.
course, of course. I love. Okay, और आहिस्ता. Wow, great.
Okay.
Please.
और आहिस्ता कीजिए बातें, धड़कने कोई सुन रहा होगा। और आहिस्ता कीजिए बातें, धड़कने कोई सुन रहा होगा। लफ्ज गिरने न पाए होठों से, वक्त के हाथ इनको चुन लेंगे। कान रखते हैं ये दरो दीवार, राज की सारी बात सुन लेंगे। और आहिस्ता कीजिए बातें। थैंक यू। थैंक यू।
Wow, wow, amazing. But I did not find this song in your collections in YouTube or
ओके।
anywhere. You did not
ओके।
record this song yet. Amazing, amazing, wonderful. एक और गाना आपने गाया है, तू तू है वही. Do you
या
remember that?
I do
एक
remember.
बार ये
Yeah,
भी
yeah.
एक बार.
But that's a dude.
Few
You like to
lines.
sing with me?
Oh yes,
Would you like to sing with me?
I will. Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Okay, start.
तू तू है
तू
वही दिल ने जिसे
जिसे अपना
अपना
कहा
कहा,
तू है
तू
जहाँ
है जहाँ मैं हूँ
मैं
वहाँ। अब
हूँ
तो ये जीना
वहाँ. अब तो ये जीना तेरे बिन
तेरे बिन
है
है
सजा.
सजा।
हो
मिल जाए इस तरह।
मिल जाए इस तरह दो लहरें जिस तरह. हो मिल जाए इस तरह दो लहरें जिस तरह. फिर हो ना जुदा, हाँ ये वादा रहा. तू
तू
तू है
तू
वही
है वही
दिल ने
दिल
जिसे
ने जिसे अपना कहा, तू है जहाँ मैं हूँ वहाँ। अब तो ये जीना तेरे बिन है सजा। ओ मिल जाए इस तरह दो
दो
लहरें
लहरें जिस
जिस
तरह.
तरह।
हो
ओ
मिल
मिल
जाए
जाए
इस
इस
तरह
तरह
दो
दो
लहरें
लहरें
जिस
जिस तरह।
तरह.
फिर
फिर
हो
हो
ना
ना जुदा,
जुदा
हाँ
ये वादा।
वादा. मजा आया.
ये थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
So thank you so much for this amazing time, the amazing lessons that you have shared. And जाते जाते आप कुछ मैसेज अपने बिल्डर फ्रेटर्निटी के लिए देते जाइए.
तो एक यही बात कहूंगा है ना, सबसे कि भाई ऑलवेज कीप योर कूल। ओके, बिलीव इन योर सेल्फ, always put a customer before you, never ever disturb his peace of mind, whatever it may cost you. Work towards only his peace of mind, because if his, if he is happy, believe me, you will get the entire vibrations, your entire blessings, the entire good wishes will come to you somehow or the other. Times are tough, but tough times don't remain. Tough people only remain. And be positive. The similar way, like I really enjoyed talking to you. You have Vertigo such a positive attitude, such a positive aura around you. Really, I'm very
Thank
happy and
you.
delighted to be here with you today.
Thank you so much.
So, to keep listening to such inspiring stories, do like and follow Surfaces Reporters social media pages and keep checking surfacesreporter.com.